Growing up, Christina Meredith suffered years of physical, psychological, and sexual abuse before entering the foster care system as a teenager. After aging out of the system, she became homeless and lived in her car to survive. A few years later, her life was changed when she was crowned Miss California. In her memoir, Cinder Girl, Christina shares her story of overcoming her past and what she's doing to help protect other children who are abused and neglected.
Well, we are excited to have Christina Meredith with us today. It's great to have you here.
It's exciting to be here, so thank you.
Your book, Cinder Girl, is so candid, but the honesty that you share things within there is searing. You know, it's, I mean, those of us who are reading it are going, oh my word. Tell me about, because for those who are just joining us and haven't had the occasion to read the book, tell us about the relationship you had with your mother.
I get that question a lot, and I don't think relationship is the right word. I think it was coexisting. Yeah. I was learning to not upset her, learning to hide, learning to...
Well, because she really attacked, I mean, there were 8 of you, 8 children, and you were the scapegoat.
Ostracized, for sure.
Why?
I think cycle of abuse is a real thing, and I was markedly visually different. You know, my siblings all had dark hair, dark skin, like my Italian father. And, you know, I resembled my mother's fair skin, light hair. And I think I just reminded herself of herself.
You were, at a very young age, molested by an uncle, and that went on for a number of years.
I was raped for a long time.
Yeah. And, I mean, at one point you say in the book, and it's so poignant, that in every corner, every room, every place in that house it happened, and yet no one was ever there to save you.
Yeah, it was deafening, the quietness.
How did you survive that over a window of time and come away able to be vulnerable, able to forgive? I mean, that's such a life damaging.
Oh yeah, I mean, during that time, it was so much abuse was happening so often. I mean, I was pulling out all my hair. You know, I had bald spots over my head, and my nickname was Spike, and so I was ridiculed at school because I was different and awkward, and then I was abused at home, and I think what carried me through was really the graciousness of God, and telling myself I was never going to be like my mother.
Yeah.
I was never going to be like her.
Interesting. This uncle was your mother's brother. And so, you know, we say to children, let's teach our children what to do if someone is abusing them. They need to say something.
Yes.
Well, you did.
I did.
And it made everything worse.
Oh, it made it 1,000 times worse. I was punished and told it was my fault. And it was... that type of shame is something different. I mean, it's soul shaking. Even at that age, I just remember being so confused.
Absolutely.
Because it took so much courage for me to share with her what had happened, and then to have her crush me by telling me it was my fault.
And the names she called you, the horrible names.
Yeah.
You know, there were so many times along the way in your life growing up, Christina, where someone saw that something was going on.
Oh, yeah.
Bruises on your body, noticing the bald spots on your head, shabby clothes. Why did it take so long for someone to do something about it?
I mean, my foster care case file is pretty thick, and there is several abuse reports in there. And, you know, my mother was dating and married the lawyer for the sheriff's department at the time.
Well, that is a problem.
And you know, I just think sometimes it's easier to turn your head with that many children and just that type of allegations, which were true.
Yeah. And the wickedness of it is just so crazy. Eventually, you're removed from your family's home.
Thank God, finally.
Yes. And
they were like 8 years too late, but all the damage had been done. But
better late than never.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
But ROTC was the thing that actually
saved me.
Saved you.
Yeah. 14 years old, I show up for pre-summer boot camp at Nice High School. I was with a different family. My mother had farmed us out, and they put me in ROTC.
You thought you were just going to summer camp.
I had no idea. I was thrilled I was getting to do anything. I was like, summer camp? I mean, at that point, I'd been taken out of school for so long. Because of me telling my mother what happened, she had locked me in the house, and I was allowed to leave. So for me to get to go to school was like,
wow.
I never went to 8th grade. I didn't finish 7th grade, you know, so I was thrilled. And I just remember ROTC day one, I was obsessed. I was like, this is for me. The military is for me. Yeah. And I excelled. Even in all my different homes and different abuse and all the things that I went through in high school, I had JROTC. It gave me purpose, camaraderie, family. It gave me discipline, structure, all of these things that I desperately needed, didn't have. That's what ROTC gave to me. And so I'm a huge advocate for foster care children. Part of the reformation should be mandatory, either JROTC, football program, music program, some type of program that enables them to have purpose and camaraderie, right? Yes. Structure, something that gives them, if you tell the child that they're here, you're dumb, you're stupid, you're never going to do anything, that child's going to meet you there. If you tell a child they're brilliant and you can achieve anything and you're smart and you're valuable and you're worthy, they're going to meet you here, right? And so that's what ROTC did for me.
You talk throughout the book about the value of a child hearing his or her name. Yes. Just because your name was never spoken. You were called names, but it was never your name.
That's right.
What happened, you know, when you were Miss California, your name was called, and that was a moment in time for you.
Yeah, you know, I was so earth-shattered by the fact that they said my name out loud in front of everybody.
Over a microphone.
Over a microphone, and it changed me, and something inside of me shifted, and that wound that for years and years and years was there was healed instantly. It's like that is my name. I am validated. I am Christina Meredith. That is who I am. It was incredible. You know, it was just the kindness of the Lord, really. I think that whole Miss California thing was just for that one moment. I'm not even kidding. Take the crown, take the flowers,
But also the ribbon that runs through your book in the midst of all of this horror was the ability to have hope.
Yes.
Did that lead you to forgiveness?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it took years to get to a place where I could know and believe forgiveness. Sometimes you say, you're like, oh, I forgive you, but you don't, it's not there. So years and years and years of really feeling the pain and grieving and allowing myself to be human brought me to a place where I think, man, you know what? I do forgive my uncle. I do forgive my mother. And I pray for them, and I hope that they're blessed and that they forgive themselves and that they come to a place where, you know, God can work in their life. Because me harboring that is only hurting me. It's not hurting them. It's crippling me. And I've got a purpose. I've got a mission. I have to be a servant leader. You know, I'm called to do certain things. I can't be crippled by my past. I have to be able to rise above that. And so letting it go gives me that ability.
And who to address the issues of the foster care system better than someone who has walked through it and come out of it with purpose and meaning? I mean, we are just skimming the surface of Christina's story. If you'd like to read more of it, her book is called Cinder Girl, My Journey Out of the Ashes to a Life of Hope. You can find it in stores nationwide. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.